You keep thinking about it afterward, and not because anything dramatic happened, but because something inside you quietly shifted while you were sitting there, just watching, just listening, just existing in the crowd like everyone else, until suddenly your awareness turned inward and now your body no longer felt automatic. At first, everything felt normal. Your eyes followed the stage. Your breathing moved naturally. Your face reacted without effort, and then something tightened softly inside your chest, and your attention dropped onto yourself. Now you could feel your expression. Too clearly. Your jaw stiffened slightly. Your posture changed a little. And the second you noticed yourself adjusting, the adjustment itself started feeling unnatural too. You replay it again in your head. There you are, surrounded by people who seem completely relaxed, watching naturally, reacting naturally, while inside you something starts calculating every tiny detail. Should you smile more? Should you react louder? If you stay too still, maybe you look bored, but if you react too much, maybe it looks forced, and somehow even laughing becomes complicated because the second a laugh leaves your mouth, your brain immediately checks it afterward. Too loud? Too late? Did anyone notice? Your stomach tightens slightly at the memory because now you're no longer just experiencing the event anymore. You're monitoring your experience while it's happening, and the version of you sitting there quietly keeps splitting into two people. One person keeps watching. The other keeps observing the watching. And suddenly everything feels visible. Your breathing becomes smaller. Your shoulders hold subtle tension. And even clapping starts feeling strangely difficult because now timing matters. If you stop too early, maybe it looks rude. If you stop too late, maybe it looks awkward. So your eyes secretly check other people first, trying to synchronize yourself with the room before your body allows itself to react. And once that starts, everything becomes measured. Your smile, your posture, where your eyes rest, how still you sit. You shift slightly in your seat and immediately become aware of the movement, then aware of yourself being aware of the movement. And now, even sitting comfortably feels impossible because your body no longer trusts itself to exist naturally without supervision. You replay how stiff your shoulders felt, how carefully you tried to relax, how even relaxing started feeling performative. And slowly something simple becomes exhausting, not because the event itself is difficult, but because your attention never leaves your body alone long enough for it to simply respond on its own. Every reaction now needs approval. Was that normal? Did that look natural? Am I blending in correctly? And the strange part is, nobody was probably watching you the way you were watching yourself. Most people were likely absorbed in their own thoughts, their own reactions, their own small insecurities. But inside you, the tension kept building because the moment didn't end when the event continued. It stayed open internally, replaying, expanding, collecting meaning, until sitting quietly in an audience somehow started feeling like evidence that something about you was socially wrong. And that's the part that hurts most. Not the awkwardness itself, the meaning attached to it. The quiet fear that everyone else understands how to exist naturally while you somehow miss the instructions. Your jaw tightens slightly again just thinking about it because now the memory no longer feels like a small moment. It feels personal, like proof. And then, underneath all the replaying, something softer begins to appear. A quieter realization. The moment was already over, but your mind kept holding it in place, not because of what happened externally, but because of how intensely your body felt it internally. And strangely, when you notice that clearly, something inside loosens a little. Your breathing deepens slightly. Your shoulders soften just enough to feel it. Because maybe there was never a perfect way to be part of an audience. Maybe human reactions were always uneven and imperfect and slightly mistimed. Some people laugh loudly. Some barely react. Some clap immediately. Some hesitate. Maybe nobody is synchronized the way your mind imagined they were. And maybe the discomfort only became unbearable once awareness turned into self-judgment, once every natural reaction became something you had to monitor and optimize in real time. So for one small moment, you stop replaying your face. You stop correcting your posture inside the memory. You stop measuring your reactions against everyone else around you. And instead, you let the moment stay unfinished. Slightly awkward. Slightly human. And your body responds immediately. Not with perfection, with softness. A small release in your chest. A little less tension in your jaw. Because maybe the pressure was never really about the audience at all. Maybe it came from believing there was a correct way to exist inside the audience. But maybe you were always allowed to experience the moment imperfectly, quietly, unevenly, humanly. And maybe next time the awareness still comes back, maybe you still notice your posture and your face and your reactions for a second too long, but now there's a part of you that recognizes the loop while it's happening instead of getting completely trapped inside it. And sometimes, that tiny recognition is enough to let the body settle on its own again. Not perfectly, just naturally enough. You've felt that too, right?